Throughout history, many serial killers have etched their names in infamy, but Luis Alfredo Garavito stands out as a figure of terror that shocked not only Colombia but the entire world. Known as La Bestia, or the Beast, this man is responsible for the deaths of at least 189 children. But how does an ordinary man transform into such a monstrous figure? In this video, we will delve into Garavito's dark past, his chilling methods for choosing and approaching his victims, the horrifying details of his crimes, and the process that finally led to his capture. His story reveals not only the darkest corners of crime, but also the depths of human psychology. Prepare yourself, as this journey will take you to the darkest depths of humanity. Luis Alfredo Garavito was born on January 25, 1957, in the Quindío region of Colombia, to a poor family. His father, Manuel Antonio Garavito, was an alcoholic and highly abusive, while his mother was often a silent and passive figure. In this toxic household, Luis endured relentless physical and emotional abuse. School life offered no solace either. He was frequently bullied by peers and received little support from teachers. Eventually, he dropped out and began living on the streets, surviving through begging and menial jobs. This period of isolation and rejection fueled an inner rage and hatred that would later define his actions. Around this time, he also began exhibiting signs of the sexual deviance that would become the foundation of his future crimes. Garavito's criminal career began in the 1980s, during a period when Colombia was grappling with a severe economic crisis. Streets were filled with homeless children, making them easy targets for his horrific plans. Garavito would approach these vulnerable children, posing as a teacher, priest, or philanthropist, and gain their trust. He often lured them with promises of money, food, or toes. Sometimes he tricked them by offering fake job opportunities. He would then take his victims to remote, isolated areas where there was no chance of rescue. Once there, he would tie them up, subject them to hours of torture, and ultimately kill them. The murders often satisfied his sadistic desires. His methods, involving knives and other sharp tools, were as gruesome as they were calculated. Each crime painted a chilling picture of his dark psyche. The torture and killings carried out by Garavito are among the most heinous recorded history. His victims were first restrained to prevent any movement. Then he would inflict hours of unimaginable torture on them. Many victims bore deep cuts and fractures across their bodies. After killing his victims, he would dispose of their bodies in forests or abandoned areas, often leaving behind a grisly scene. When police eventually investigated these sites, they uncovered what could only be described as mass graves. Garavito also left symbolic items near the bodies, such as cigarette butts and alcohol bottles, hinting at some ritualistic aspect to his crimes. Luis Garavito was finally arrested in 1999 after attempting to abduct a child. The child managed to escape, alerting the police, who found Garavito carrying knives and personal belongings of his victims. During interrogation, he confessed to a significant number of his crimes with chilling calmness. In court, Garavito was found guilty of murdering 189 children and was sentenced to 835 years in prison. However, Colombian law limited this to a maximum of 40 years, While in prison, Garavito claimed to be a victim himself and expressed regret for his actions. But his words were met with disdain by the victims' families and the public. Luis Garavito's crimes left scars not only on the victims' families, but on society as a whole. His capture highlighted the dire need for better child protection systems in Colombia. While awareness about child abuse and homelessness increased after his arrest, the trauma caused by his actions remains unhealed. This video was created not just to recount the story of a monster, but to raise awareness and ensure such horrors are never repeated. What do you think can be done to prevent crimes like these? Share your thoughts in the comments below.